Grand Rising. Happy Wednesday. Today is October 9th, 2024. This is my second attempt at this video. My first time trying to record it, the dogs decided that they wanted to get up and started licking and chewing. And anyways, so here's my second attempt. During the daily devotional today, I referenced the parts of the Bible that were written in prison. And I couldn't remember who that was that wrote those. And it was Paul, the Apostle Paul. And those sections of the Bible are in Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, and Philemon. Philemon. Were all written in jail. The prison epistles is what they're called. Okay, so when I was researching that led me to find the 7 laws of Noah. And then the 10 commandments, which are the laws of Moses. That came up in another video that I watched the other day. And I'm ashamed to say that I really didn't know what the difference was. And so I looked those up. You can Google those terms and it'll pull them up. I didn't write all of them down because I read a lot of it. Well, then that led me to that led to the New Covenant, which was also mentioned in that same video that I watched. And the New Covenant is spoken of in Jeremiah and Ezekiel. So I went to Jeremiah 31 to read about the New Covenant. And I read it's verses 31 through 37 where it speaks of the New Covenant. Okay, Jeremiah 31 verse 33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. Okay, so then I went to Ezekiel. And the New Covenant in Ezekiel is referenced in chapter 37, verses 22 through 28. But as I was flipping to that, I was drawn to Ezekiel 34. And it's quite a long, 34 has 31 verses in it. I wrote down 3 of them. If you've never read Ezekiel 34, I would definitely suggest doing that. The first verse is Ezekiel 34, verse 22. Therefore I will save my flock, and they shall no more be a prey, and I will judge between cattle and cattle. Verse 25. And I will make with them a covenant of peace, and will cause the evil beasts to cease out of the land, and they shall dwell safely in the wilderness and sleep in the woods. 26. And I will make them places around about my hill a blessing, and I will cause the shower to come down in his season. There shall be showers of blessings. And then it goes on, verse 27, and the tree of the field shall yield her fruit, and the earth shall yield her increase, and they shall be safe in their land, and shall know that I am the Lord, when I have broken the bands of their yoke, and delivered them out of the hand of those that served themselves of them. 28. And they shall no more be a prey to the heathen, neither shall the beasts of the land devour them, but they shall dwell safely, and none shall make them afraid. 29. And I will raise up for them a plant of renown, and they shall be no more consumed with hunger in the land, neither bear the shame of the heathen any more. Thus shall they know that I, the Lord their God, am with them, and that they, even the house of Israel, are my people, saith the Lord. And yea, my flock, the flock of my pasture are men, and I am your God, saith the Lord. Walk in the light, and he will take care of you. The changes in the world are coming. Learn to detach from the material things now so that the change won't be so abrupt and so shocking and stressful. Practice not using your power. Learn to have foods that don't need to be refrigerated or frozen. Start learning how to cook on an open fire. That way, when that time comes, you're not stressing over those things. The internet is fixing to be non-existent. The time is coming where they are going to shut it down. Even if it's only temporary, it's coming. You're not going to be able to Google something. Educate yourself now. Get books. You may not be able to have them, but get them and have them so that you can be learning stuff now. And God willing, you're able to take them with you or have them with you. You're not going to have Google. You're not going to have internet. You're not going to have phone. You're not going to have power. You're not going to have cell phone towers. We live on a grid, and they can shut it down anytime they want to. Be prepared. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And that includes knowledge, not just material things. Like the book, I shared it on my community page that I got, a foraging book that shows you the things in the nature that you can eat and things that you can't eat. Things in nature can kill you just as quick as a gun can. You could eat a poisonous mushroom or a poisonous berry and be out. It happened in Hunger Games. I just recently watched that series. I had never seen it, and it's on, if you've never seen it, it's free on YouTube right now. I watched the first and second one and two, the first night, and then the second night, I watched 3 and 4. And I don't know necessarily about the whole survival, whatever government part of it, but the whole needing to know how to hunt and survive to provide for you and your family, that is for real, bro. I don't think us as anyways. I don't think that we're going to tolerate that kind of shit. We'll burn their asses to the ground. That's the whole point of walking in faith and not in fear. Those people let fear rule their lives. And it took one girl volunteering, not because she didn't have fear, but because she was trying to save her little sister. But that was still a fearless act. That was an act of devotion, an act of faith. Anyways, I'm not going to go through the whole movie. Most people have seen that movie. I just don't watch movies and don't watch TV. And, I've gotten several messages over the last couple months about, being able to learn from movies like that. And, you know, literally, I mean, I already knew it anyways just from older movies, but they've literally been putting it in our face for years, and people just think it's entertainment. I, Robot, I Am Legend. Those are two that I have seen that are older movies. Men in Black. Those are all old movies that, like, they're literally putting it in your face. I'm not saying that our creator isn't real, but I will tell you, there is way more to the story than just this. We're lucky we have this, because there's a guy, I do not remember his name, and I've been meaning to drop a line about this for a while. He has written a book, and it's called like the Book of Wisdom or something like that. And I just saw him the other day where he's come out with a part 2. I'm going to try to get him. But he's basically put the information out there. You can get enough just by watching his videos and not actually having the book. But if you have not seen or heard about that, he breaks it down. That's the kind of book that we need to be teaching our kids. So if you haven't heard of that, go look that up. I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure of his name, the guy that wrote it, but I'm pretty sure it's called the Book of Wisdom. It's on YouTube. He has a YouTube channel. But you know, it's not all. There's so many different, there's so many rabbit holes. There's so many. There's no way anybody could know it all. Just dive into it. I realize not everybody's in the same situation I am, where you can literally jump down that rabbit hole. But if you are, be careful. Don't get stuck in there, because it can drive you crazy. I speak from experience, okay? So that being said, just know that there's more. There's always more. There's always more to learn. You can never learn enough. I don't care what topic you pick. If you pick plants, if you pick animals, if you pick astrology, there is so much to learn. And trust me when I tell you that when you are deciding what you want to learn, when you're able to pick and choose what you read, learning becomes fun. The public school system ruined our education system. It made people think that they don't want to learn. It makes children feel like they're stupid because they have no desire to learn the things that they're being taught, either because they don't get it or they just don't want to get it. That was a pivotal moment in my life when I got that first book, because I honestly thought I was dumb. And I had no desire to learn, because somewhere in me knew that I wasn't going to need any of that bullshit that they were teaching me. But that moment when I bought a book, which I know to some people that might seem little, but to me that was a big deal. I had never purchased a book before, like, that wasn't for school. And I actually opened it up and started reading it. It was a Camping for Dummies book. I love those books, the Dummy series. Love them. They're great. And from that moment on, I've been hooked on books. Never give up on yourself. Never give up on the possibilities. Never give up on your faith. And get out there and see what you enjoy. And as always, be grateful for what you have. The big, the small, and the blessings yet to come. If you see a need out there today, tomorrow, next week, if there's any possible way that you can fill that need, please do so. You may not only better their day, but you could possibly change their life. and you never know the impact it could have on yours. Be blessed, find peace, and I'll see you next time.